People often want to know, how can they get help without having to disclose who they are? And honestly, I don't know why anyone should have to disclose themselves. Many people feel that general chizuk does not work for them, or doesn't talk to them in a specific area. Or many people aren't well versed enough in these matters to properly console and guide someone who is struggling with same-sex attraction. So speaking to someone who is not knowledgeable in this area is a great source of chizuk and inspiration for many strugglers. But many people who struggle in general, and with SSA specifically, really fear being discovered or even sharing their name with whoever they might be reaching out to. This is not a problem in and of itself. There really is no reason why you shouldn't be able to get help without disclosing yourself or anything about you, other than circumstantial details which might be very prevalent. The help you receive is not dependent on that at all. I mean, I myself have spoken and emailed many anonymous people in the past, and I know I will continue to do so in the future. But what I would like to address here is the amount of healing and help that can be achieved by not being so incognito about getting help or talking about your struggle with someone. I read a fascinating article on a website called brothersroad.org, which is a great website full of helpful information for anyone looking for a better way of living with their same-sex attraction. And what I have learned from that article, I have applied to my own life, and it seems that it can be applied in every area of life, and it creates amazing results. What it said was that anything in our lives which we make into a huge secret actually becomes a much bigger deal for us and controls our lives all the more. In that article, it actually was talking about if someone with SSA makes it their #1 priority to make sure that no one finds out about it, it will make their SSA into such a huge block, such a huge secret, and something that they're always carrying around with them, growing slowly bigger and bigger and becoming all the more harder for them to hide from people. But as soon as they let go, or we let go of our secrets being our #1 priority, making it not the biggest deal in our lives, then the easier it becomes to manage. And I have read this in other psychology books as well. Even though I'm not a psychologist, anybody's allowed to read psychology books. And it says that any secret that we hold on to becomes a big deal and absolutely horrible to talk about. But as soon as we look at it long enough to be able to talk about it, even just writing it down and burning up that piece of paper that no one has to see, it becomes easier to manage. It's like a weight off our heart. So the article said how many men found that their first steps to healing their SSA was by finding someone to confide in, just to share their story with, so that they don't feel that they're hiding it or that they're alone. And that one share alone made their journey so much easier. Not because they had someone now that they could talk to always about it or that could somehow help them, simply because they talked about it. They put it out there. They saw that they could share it without their world collapsing. Now, obviously you have to find the right people to confide in. And the fact that they could hear the words and identify with them lightened their hearts and their emotional load. So that's something I would want to share with you here. While you can totally get help without disclosing who you are or ever telling anyone about yourself, you will grow and heal tremendously if you did make yourself transparent enough to share yourself with someone. And especially if you're reaching out to someone who is open to listening, or anyone from any chizuk hotline, you are sure not to be shamed. It may take time to bring yourself to be able to do that, and you may choose to never do it. But I've only seen people benefit from releasing the shame that they were bringing upon themselves and just opening up to getting help.